because more than 20 climate groups have launched a campaign today aimed at banning advertising by fossil fuel companies across the EU in a similar way to the ban on tobacco advertising implemented nearly 20 years ago in the UK. So, Tessa, should adverts for fossil fuel companies be banned? What's your take?
Yeah, well, look, Anna, as your report made clear, the vast majority of ads by fossil fuel companies are greenwashing, which is to say that they are misleadingly giving the impression that fossil fuel companies are interested in investing in green energy and zero carbon solutions, when actually they're doubling down on investments in oil and gas and extracting fossil fuels. We also know, of course, that fossil fuels are endangering our health and our rights in the most serious way imaginable. So yeah, it's a good idea to ban fossil fuel advertising. But the most dangerous, I think, effect of these advertisements is that it's lulling our governments into this false sense of security that the fossil fuel industry can be trusted to lead this transition away from oil and gas and polluting sources of energy. And I think the UK government has fallen into that trap, as we've seen in the deal that it struck with oil and gas companies here in the UK in the form of the North Sea Transition Deal, which is a voluntary framework with incredibly weak targets. So, you know, the oil and gas lobby in the UK is already accessing the government in all kinds of ways. It certainly doesn't also need the opportunity to advertise as well.
Do you think that's right, James? I mean, the analogy that's being made is with the tobacco industry, which has had adverts banned. What do you make of this? I mean, fossil fuel companies will say we want to be able to communicate with our customers. What do you think?
Well, I've got to ask Tessa whether she's ever clicked on a banner ad, because I never had, and I never have met anybody who's ever looked at an internet banner ad. Now, I've also got to ask Tessa in the nicest possible way, have you read this book? It's published in 1957, and it said that advertising, you know, was very influential with people. Have you read this book? It's published in 1963 by Marshall McLuhan, saying that the medium is the message and that advertising is very influential. Advertising is not influential. The plebs, as green people like to imagine the population at large, do not buy advertising. They don't accept what advertising says because they got more brains than Greens credit them with. It's all part of the class war.
Let Tessa just come back at that very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd wonder then why it is that fossil fuel companies are ploughing hundreds of millions of pounds into advertising if it's so ineffective. And they have managed to keep a hold on our power systems and our power supply, despite all of
we have to leave it there. I'm leaving the last shrug and shake of the head there with James. Haven't got time to hear from him, I'm afraid, but we must leave it there. Thank you both very much indeed.